Now here's an interesting one. A writer and publisher by the name of James Etok, I believe it's pronounced. He's known as Serial Geek 77 on Instagram. He's an individual that in the past has worked on some 80s property origin celebration art books. Specifically He-Man and Masters of the Universe stuff, where he's worked on books that talk about the origin of the brand and a lot of prototype and sketch images through the making of the brand and from the cartoon and the comics and everything like that from its early inceptions in the 80s. Recently, this individual has been posting some Transformer related stuff that is even news to me and stuff I'm seeing for the very first time. Apparently, it's stuff that he's recently got hold of because he lives in Los Angeles, so he's near where a lot of that prototype stuff, sits inside storage facilities forever. And he's been unearthing a lot of stuff. And what people have been rumoring is that he might be working on a Transformer book
Mm.
where he's going to be showing some of the old unseen designs and everything through Transformer history. He's been sharing some little pieces here and there on his Instagram account, and we'll just kind of go through some of the ones that he has. Number one that he showed was he showed the early stages of what was supposed to be Blue Streak's animation design, specifically used for the show, judging by the way that design looks very similar to Fliro Deary's redesigns of the G1 toys.
Mm.
What's interesting about this Blue Streak is it uses the Blue Streak colors. And I think what's interesting about this more than anything is that it lends credence to back in the day, many people used to swear that they saw Blue Streak as a toy on the shelves.
Mm.
And we now know today that that is false, and there never was a Blue Streak under the Transformers emblem back in 1984, and that all those misunderstandings come from the catalog. Specifically, if you look at the old 1984 G1 catalog, Blue
Hmm.
Streak was in that, and same thing, his instruction manual had a Blue Streak in it instead of a silver
Ah.
Blue Streak.
Okay.
So, but what this does show is it means that probably during the early stages of the creation of the show, they were probably looking at the catalogs for reference material, and they saw, oh, Blue Streak's in these colors, and so maybe they were trying to match those colors instead. And obviously things changed in the process, and we end up with what we have today as Blue Streak in the show with his more iconic silver Datsun Z colors with Prowl. Another one that he had, and this one was really cool, was that of Mirage,
Yeah.
and it was a alternative design by Fliro Deary, which is the Mirage design that we have today of Fliro Deary is vastly different than apparently he did another attempt at it, and it was a very different. You could still see the accents of the Ligier Formula One chest on it, but
Mm-hmm.
a lot of the other design cues that were familiar with the original Formula One car G1 toy are kind of absent, and instead is replaced with some different stuff here.
Mm.
A more prowl kind of head shape and crest,
You know what?
which is
You know
very
what the
interesting.
vibe I'm getting with the
Sorry,
I
you were
guess the
saying?
crotch area is like He-Man vibe. Like it doesn't look like a robot. It looks more fantasy-esque. You know?
Well, and again, assuming that this is straight up a Fliro Deary redesign, I know that, I mean, all it takes is to look at Ironhide and see how radically different it was than the final product. I mean, you look at the left uh, Mirage here, which is the actual one that was used in the show, and it makes a stronger attempt to have the shoulder cannon, to have that proper head, even though the head wasn't 100% like that on the toy, but it's a lot more closer to what the toy is, where the one on the right is a lot more of a departure from what the toy is. But again, it's not out of the question considering how so many of the original G1 toys sported head sculpts that didn't look like their original animation counterparts, starting with as much as even Bumblebee,
Yeah.
or even Megatron in a lot of ways if you really look carefully. So that was another interesting one too. And then he would go on to show stuff like a Ravage, but in a different color scheme, where he was going to have more of a blue and a red kind of thing going on. I don't really know what they were trying to go with the blue and the red, but it's
Mhm.
interesting. And a recent one that he just posted, as of this recording, only a couple hours ago, he was even showing the old sticker company Panini back in the day, Panini was a famous sticker company. They used to put out these sticker books where you would buy a book and then you would buy multiple packs of stickers, and you would randomly
Yeah,
get
yeah,
stickers that
yeah.
you would
Those.
fill their sticker books with. And they would do this for every single brand you could think of. Like Panini was in business. Panini, not to be
Not
confused
the
with the
sandwich.
sandwich. Panini has been in business since as late as like the late 90s. They were making this kind of stuff, where they were doing it with hockey cards and comic book characters and toy brands and everything. So he's even showing here what was one of the original prototype covers for the Panini sticker album. And I
Right.
actually own that album, so it's interesting to see what was going to be one early take of how that album cover was going to look like. So and it
Woo, there's
sound
Jazz.
yeah, Jazz is there. Like it's and again, this stuff was done before Transformers was really getting the ball rolling. So it's a lot of early interpretations and a lot of early designs. And I mean, it's some really nice looking stuff. And this is a Instagram. I heavily suggest everyone follow him. Um, it's kind of funny because I'm following him, but also Aaron Archer from Hasbro is following him. So
Yeah.
it says something right there. It's just because it tells me who I'm following that's also following him.
Right.
And so he's someone to follow because it looks like he's going to be posting more stuff in the future. And I mean, judging by his past here, I feel this is leading to something. This is probably going to be a book that's going to be coming up probably in the future. That might be because, I mean, we got from IDW a couple of years ago, we got their Transformers The Arc book, where it was filled with all kinds of the show designs from Fliro Deary and all kinds of early sketch stuff. So this is going to be something along that line and more black and white stuff. But the thing that I like about this is a lot of stuff we didn't know. This is all news to me, especially that Mirage design. Like this is all new material that clearly was again lost in the annals of time, sitting in a Rhode Island storage facility waiting to just be thrown out one day accidentally. So this is some great stuff. And so definitely keep an eye, Serial Geek 77 on Instagram. He's probably going to start posting more. There's a lot of He-Man stuff right now. He clearly looks like he's a big He-Man guy, but he's been posting some Transformer stuff here and there, and every single one of them has been a new revelation. So definitely check that out.